I was born in a normal middle-class family. My father worked in an office where he was made an ordinary amount of money as compared to the work he did. He overworked to make sure that me and my siblings could spend a decent lifestyle. My mother was a high school teacher. She also worked really hard and did everything she could for her children. My parents are the real inspirations for me. They worked so much, yet never complained. They just wanted to see their children in a great place. Seeing their efforts made me fill with an urge to achieve something great in my life. I wanted to pursue my dream of becoming a surgeon, and I wanted my parents to be proud of me. I knew it required so much, but I was not afraid to make efforts. I worked hard day and night and finally got admission in the top medical school of the country. Life in medical school was tough. The studies were arduous. They required consistency and hard work. But I liked every day that I spent over there, as I knew that every step was taking me closer to my dream that I had been chasing for a very long time. The exam season was hardest. We stayed up all night and had to study to just pass the exams. I only functioned on coffee. It seemed as if my veins had more caffeine than blood. It was actually how I met my ex. One night, I was getting out of hostel looking for a good coffee when I ran into Bella. She was holding a coffee in her hand. I went to her and asked her where she had got that coffee from this late at night. She smiled and told me that she knew of a place nearby. She offered to walk me there, and I accepted her offer. On our way, we talked. She told she was a third-year student. I was in my fourth year. She said she couldn't function without having coffee in her system. I told her I was exactly the same. Why else would I be out to find coffee at this time of the night? We connected so much on that short 5-minute walk. Bella took me to a small coffee place. It was a cute place. It was so close to the college. I wondered why I had never been here before. I thought I had tried coffee from every nearby place, and here this one was completely unexplored by me. Bella ordered for me, and I hate to admit it, but the coffee rocked. I just fell in love with the coffee, and with the girl who took me to that place. We walked back to the college, sipping coffee. I hesitated, but finally asked Bella for her number if she was single. Bella smiled and said that she was single indeed. I came to my hostel and saved her number. I didn't text her straight away as I did not want to sound desperate. Then I totally forgot about her as I got too busy with my exams. A month passed by. She must have been busy too, as it was that time of the year. After exams one day, I went to the coffee place that Bella had introduced to me. She was there unexpectedly. I took out my phone and texted her. We sat down and talked a lot that day. Bella told me I had gotten her number such a long time ago and had never called. I explained that it was because I was too caught up with exams, and she nodded and agreed. I called it out unofficial first date. Bella disagreed, but that was what I called it. From that day, we started dating and things went well between us. Bella often came to seek help in studies too, as I was her senior. I guided her well and always looked out for her. Being able to see her every day was a blessing, I believed. We had a good time. I moved to become a neurosurgeon, and Bella became a physician. After we both had completed our residency, I proposed to Bella. I thought that we were done with education, and now we could start our life as a husband and a wife. I really wanted to get married to her, and I was hoping she would have the same enthusiasm as I did. It was getting impossible for me to imagine my life without her. I planned a grand proposal. It took a huge chunk of my savings, but Bella deserved this and much more. I booked an entire floor of a hotel and made preparations. I got it decorated. It was all very elaborate, but I wanted everything to be perfect for her. I called Bella and asked her to come over there. She did, and I proposed with my heart beating the fastest that it could. Bella had tears in her eyes as she nodded her head in yes. I started crying too. It just got too overwhelming. We got married in a few months. After our marriage, we moved to Canada, as it was what Bella and I both wanted. We began to spend our life happily over there. We bought our own house. We worked at the same hospital, which was so cool. Having your wife as your coworker is amazing. I got to meet my parents often as they lived nearby. I was the happiest person there. Things were going great. I felt very complete. The only thing that I wanted was my own child. I wanted to be a father and give the whole world to my child. I shared my thoughts with Bella, but she hesitated. She said she was not ready yet. I could not force her, of course, but I asked her for a reason. She said that she wanted to do even better in her career and work for some more time before she had a child. She said she wanted me a mother who would be present for her child, and that was not possible. I respected her opinion, and therefore I stopped bringing this into conversation anymore. I decided to be patient and wait for when Bella would be ready for it. I was never the sort of person to make decisions alone and exclude my partner's choice and opinions. In Canada, I connected with my old friends too. I found out that my school best friend was living in the same block as ours. It was the best news that I got. I reconnected with James. James introduced me to his wife, Amelia. Amelia and James invited me and my wife over dinner. They wanted to get to know both of us better. I also wanted James and Bella to get along. So, we went over to their house the next weekend. We all talked and joked a lot. James and Amelia seemed to get along well. His wife was nice too. When we got back home that night, I asked Bella if she had liked my friends. Bella smiled and said that they were amazing. She assured me that she was glad I had found my old friend. She said she was happy to have met them. It relieved me, as I was already worried for Bella that she was not meeting a lot of new people. She just went to the hospital and came back home. She had not made any new friends since we had moved here. It felt good to know that she would connect with Amelia. As time passed, I began to observe that things were changing in a good way. Amelia was very happy in Canada. She said she didn't miss her home at all. She had made some good friends. She was also very close to Amelia. Amelia was her best friend here. They often hung out together. Bella went over to her house if I was busy at hospital. It relieved me to know that Bella didn't stay home alone doing nothing. However, after a few months, it began to bother me a lot. Bella hardly stayed home. She went to work and just hung out with her friends. She always had to go shopping or meet some friend or watch a movie. Our schedules were different and I got off work late, but she got later. She never made it to home at time. I said nothing as I wanted her to be happy. I kept silent and hoped that she would get it and manage her schedule, but she did not seem to change at all. Finally, I brought it up with her and told her one night that I had to discuss something with her. I brought up the matter that she was out the whole day and came late at night. I did not get to spend any time with her. Bella completely denied it at first. When I kept insisting and was not letting it go, she said that she would try to be home at night, but she said that I was being too sensitive and clingy. Listening to her say that to me hurt. I wanted to argue a lot with her, but I kept quiet, hoping that she would change this without me having to remind her again. For a few days, Bella did keep her words, and she came to home at time. She spent a lot of time with me and changed her attitude considerably, but a month later, she was invited by Bella to her house for tea. From that day, Bella's routine became the old one again. She began to neglect me and stayed busy in her own world. This time, it angered me. I made up my mind to fight with her about it. However, I didn't do that. One day, Bella told me that she had to go to the movies with Amelia. I got home at night and Bella still had not returned. I called her several times, but she did not pick my call. I began to get worried, so I decided to call Amelia since she was with Bella. Amelia picked up the call and greeted me. I asked her to tell Bella to pick up my phone. She said that Bella was not with her. I told her that Bella was supposed to go to the movies with her, but Amelia said they hadn't made such a plan. That was suspicious and upsetting. I was still pondering upon what I should do next, when the doorknob turned and Bella entered the house. She came to me, hugged me, and said hello. I kissed back and asked how the movie was. Belle said that she and Amelia enjoyed a lot and that they had a great time. I shot her a look but said nothing. Bella was lying to me and I had to know why. What on earth was she hiding from me, and where had she been all this time? Bella asked me if I had eaten dinner, and I said that I had eaten it at lunch with Mary, my coworker. Bella rolled her eyes and said she is going to washroom. She never approved of me hanging out with any female friend, and I always respected that. As Bella went to the washroom, I quickly sneaked into her phone. I had to find out what was going on. I looked at the texts and I saw that the last person she had texted was James. Their chat horrified me. Bella had been hanging out with James and not Amelia. She was cheating on me with my best friend. I took some screenshots as a proof and sent them to myself. The next morning, I called Amelia and asked her to meet me. I told her it was urgent and that she should not tell James about it. We met in the evening at a cafe. I told her to brace herself and prepare for what I was about to say to her. I showed her the screenshots that I had taken from Bella's phone. She began to cry. She said that James had been absent a lot lately. He had told her that he was burdened at work, and she had never suspected anything else. She trusted him blindly, just the way I trusted Bella. We sat there for a long time and decided that we would get our revenge together. I told her to think hard and let me know. She randomly proposed that James is very jealous and possessive husband. He would be hurt as hell if he found out that Amelia had cheated on him. That struck me that Bella is also that sort of woman. She gets jealous instantly. She would lose her mind if I cheated on her. I said I'll think about it and we'll discuss later. I went home and thought the entire day. I decided it was the perfect revenge and I should definitely go for it. The next day, Amelia and I met at a hotel. We had revenge sex and it was actually good. I had a good time. We took pictures. We took a lot of pictures in a lot of different poses and positions. We looked all happy. We sent those pictures to James and Amelia. Both of us also talked to lawyers and filed for divorce. As soon as I sent those pictures, Bella called me. She was screaming at the other end of the phone. I wondered why she was so shameless. She had done worse and was blaming me endlessly. She was calling me the worst things. I wanted the same things to her, but I knew it was not worth it. I just cut the call without saying a word. I left her house permanently and came to stay at my parents' house until the divorce was done. I met James once and I punched him in the face. I expected him to retaliate and hit me to retaliate and hit me too, but he did not. He just walked away. It seemed like he were actually ashamed of what he had done. However, he deserved that punch more than anything. After the divorce, I looked at my life differently. I kept myself busy with my work and became the best neurosurgeon in the city. I focused on my work more than ever. Keeping myself busy distracted me from grieving and thinking about my past. Still, it was really hard. The memories kept coming back every now and then. I kept missing Bella too, as I had dated her for a very long time. But eventually, I healed and moved on in my life. The biggest lesson from this story is, of course, to subscribe to my channel, as well as like and comment your opinion under the video. Everything helps for the algorithm. Don't forget about Patreon.